Welcome to episode 57 of Instant Expertise Marketing. We thank you as always for listening in. Sherry and I recently completed our internal year in review, and we realized that we had actually created several outstanding, share-worthy B2B marketing campaigns. Since we've also been deeply focused on deconstructing what makes a great offer, we decided to take this opportunity to review and rank our work and selected the 4 best to share with you guys on this podcast. I'm Yvette Brown, co-founder of X Promos. I became an entrepreneur at 23 by starting a promotions agency with my then 29-year-old business partner, Sherry Nomadi.
And I'm Sherry Nomadi. You know, Yvette and I approach business from opposite ends of the spectrum, and yet we always come to the same conclusions on how we help our clients succeed. If you've been in marketing for a while, like we have, then you know you don't create masterpieces every year. And the last couple of years have been unusual given all the circumstances. So we're surprised and delighted that we've had a year filled with innovative campaigns that have really hit the mark.
That's totally right, Sherry. And hats off to our amazing clients for giving us the latitude to continue to push the boundaries and try new approaches.
That's so true, Yvette. And while we did get to use some common innovative tactics, you know that all campaigns are leveraged with proven strategies, though, right?
Exactly. That's very right. But as you know, nothing gets me more pumped than to infuse innovation into our concepts to keep those campaigns fresh for our clients and their prospects.
Exactly right. And that's what the clients love too. So let's get right to it now.
Awesome. Okay, let's kick it off with a bang with a program that borrowed interest from a trending technology and a celebrity influencer. You know the program.
Oh, yeah, totally. And it's a personalized cameo video that we created with Mr. Wonderful to support a win-back campaign.
Okay, now that alone was kind of a big statement that probably is going to need some clarity. So let's take a step back for our listeners. What's Cameo and who's Mr. Wonderful?
Okay, you're right, Yvette. Cameo is a website and it's a mobile app. And for a fee, varies depending on the person, of course, and it lets you request a personalized video message from celebrities. It's been around for about 6 years now, and we've used it successfully actually a few times to pique interest of some high-value prospects.
Yeah, we actually have. And that was even before Cameo had a business division.
Right. So we recommended Kevin O'Leary, he's Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank, to do our video because A, he's so popular with our audience and he's got a great business reputation. So we asked Kevin to thank these customers for coming back to the brand and to remind them what a great choice they've made and to share some thoughts that aligned with the rest of our messaging.
Precisely. And now the thing with Cameo, if you haven't used it before, is that the videos themselves are not highly produced. The talent often adds their own spin and they're kind of authentic. They're doing them from their phone. They're really actually pretty cool. Kevin did a great job with ours, and the clients and the win-back customer responses have all been amazingly positive. The Cameo, though, is only part of the campaign, which also included 2 handwritten direct mail notes and 3 emails.
Now, let's be clear, guys. The client simply said to us, hey, we want to put some resources behind thanking our customers for coming back and send them some resourceful emails and cross-sells. But, as Yvette and I always do, we sort of took that one step further to ensure that these customers felt really, truly appreciated. And we surprised them with this customized celebrity video from Mr. Wonderful.
Okay, so for everybody who's listening in, what made this program so significant that we decided to choose it as one of our best of the year?
Well, there were several things, but first, it integrated both the Cameo, which is a trending technology, and secondly, a pop culture celebrity that most importantly, resonated with the client's customer base.
Exactly. That is the double whammy of offer success. Why? Because it helps customers emotionally connect with a brand. And it helps, in this case, that brand feel more hip and forward thinking. It feels like a brand that you as a customer want to continue to be associated with.
Yes, that's right. And the campaign delivered even more. We sent personalized handwritten thank you notes to each customer. And then we followed up with another handwritten note and a QR code that directed them to the Cameo video.
I'm so glad you mentioned the QR code. Using QR codes is a really easy way to track direct mail responses, which can sometimes be a little more difficult than emails where you're just looking at clicks. In this case, we followed up in that second note with sort of an intriguing email that said, hey, did you watch that video? Make sure you don't miss it, and included a link.
Yep. And we delivered 3 touches. Well, actually 4 if you include the video, before getting down to business with them. The next email, now that customers are feeling good about the brand, they've linked to the critical resource, while the last upsell email said, hey, these are really popular tools helping customers just like you. And we thought you should check them out.
Yeah, so that was kind of a lot to absorb. So let's get back to the takeaways on this offer and why it was so successful. Number one, we already talked about trends and pop culture celebrities. The more boring part of this that really made it work, though, is the value of direct mail. If you can afford direct mail, we always recommend doing lumpy mail. That is something that's in a package and it's not just a flyer or flat mailer. But just because it's more likely to get open, like that's just it at the end of the day. However, we didn't really have the budget in this case. So instead, we went with a handwritten note in like an invitation size envelope with a hand address on the outside and a regular old timey stamp. And that's really the next takeaway. Never underestimate the value of the personal touch, especially if you're reaching out to high value prospects or customers, like in an ABM program at the top of the funnel or an advocacy program at the bottom of the funnel.
And guys, if you don't have the capacity to handle this internally, then find resources that will help you handle it. The personal touch in today's digital world can be so impactful. Please, please try it.
You're absolutely right, Sherry. And 2 last takeaways from this program. 1, use QR codes with your direct mail because it provides one more way to track engagement. And it's easier for many customers to click on a code than it is to try and type in some difficult email address as a call to action. And 2, set aside some resources to engage your customers at the bottom of the funnel for upsells and advocacy. If you haven't made offers to your existing installed base, you are absolutely missing revenue opportunities.
Okay, wow, Eva, that was a little more complicated than I think we both expected. So I think we need to cover just one more offer, and then we can save some others for another podcast. What do you think?
That works for me. We want to keep these short and tight for everybody out there, so let's get to it. All right, let's pick a quick one to explain. I know. In this case, a client asked us to help bring traffic to their conference show booth, where their goal at the trade show booth was to increase awareness of a new kind of big corporate initiative that was coming from, international global headquarters.
Right. So we researched and we brainstormed on what's new and engaging at trade shows and decided to create a live print-on-demand t-shirt booth. If you guys aren't familiar with that, imagine a screen printing street team. Wow, that's hard to say. At a trade show, that's a lot of T's and S's right there, guys. Anyway, they're entertaining the attendees and they're offering custom printed shirts right there on demand.
Yeah, if you haven't seen this before, I have to say these printing on demand events are really, they generate a lot of buzz and everybody's really excited about it. And they like to see the behind the scenes on how the screen printing works. And there's some great resources out there that really have quality talent that are entertaining as they're creating these products on demand. So attendees love it though, not just because of all the action going on, but it's because of the personalization. They get to choose their favorite design and they get to choose their size, and they literally get it hot off the press. Now, the other kind of secret part about these is that while they're waiting for their custom t-shirt to be finished and get hot off the press, client reps at the booth can interact with these attendees and they can promote their own agenda and initiative.
Right. We knew it was going to be popular with the attendees, so we could ask a bit more of them to engage in exchange for the free custom t-shirt. So we were able to create a short mobile survey that we had them complete in order to earn the t-shirt. At the end, we took all that data and compiled it from nearly about 1,000 attendees, which actually proved to be a significant number, and great feedback to corporate on the interests of their base while boosting the awareness of the initiative.
Yeah, it was awesome. And what's more, the booth not only increased awareness of this initiative, but we also over-delivered on engagement. We ran out of shirts on the last day of the conference, which isn't great, but sometimes it happens. And more importantly, our booth was recognized as the most popular must-do activity on the show floor.
Well, right there, that sums it up how great it was, right?
Exactly.
So we can say the client was over delighted. And here are your key takeaways. Number one, at the trade shows and conferences, novelty really does drive intrigue and engagement, as you can see. So explore these trade events and find new ideas that are going to draw your crowd into your booth. Number two, people love personalization and customization. So find a way to integrate that somehow. As long as it keeps people hanging around a little longer, that's even better. Number three, think about what other marketing objectives that you can meet beyond collecting information. So for us, it was valuable market research information that corporate was really craving. And lastly, it's a critical lesson that applies to all offers. Align your ask with the reward. So the greater the reward, the more you can ask.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sherry. So to recap today in this episode, we've covered our favorite trade show offer and our best win-back campaign of the year.
And we covered the key takeaways so that you can use those to improve your own offers this year in 2023. Come back to our next episode when we cover the last of our 2022 favorites, our best direct response campaign, and a digital gamification concept that we know you're going to want to replicate.
Actually, those two concepts, legit, you're going to want to swipe from us. So we really are looking forward to the next one. But again, for today, thank you for listening. And if you want to be the first to know when our new content like this drops, make sure you sign up for our list. Look for the link in the show notes.